So in this industry that we work in, specifically with like having your own business book, we have to do everything ourselves. Like, our clients rely on us. It's not like working for a big corporation where you can go on holiday, the emails then bounce to all the different teams. We only have each other. So it's very important to have such a good friendship and understand maybe when we're having a bad day, or even a day where we can't really get our brains together and can't formulate an email, and I can call and say, help me. We are very good at bouncing off each other, which massively helps day to day, year on year. Like, we're 3 years in and our friendship is blossoming, as well as our team, not just like we don't argue. And that, I think, is an important dynamic with each other, especially in a working relationship.
That's amazing.
Slight lie there from Annie, because she was off last week and her mum was in town and she was replying to client emails, and I had to message her on WhatsApp and say, get off your emails, you saddo.
It's an addiction.
No, but it's good that you guys support each other like that. I feel like it is really important, especially for a long-term, working relationship.
Yeah.
If you want it to be sustainable, you have to have that level of understanding with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Annie, would you say there's been maybe like a piece of advice or any guidance that you've gotten from Michaela over the past 3 years you've been working together that's kind of stuck with you?
One piece of advice is to be resilient and to be strong-minded and willed, and to stick to who you are as a person, because Michaela always has been very honest, she's confident and very resilient, because it is difficult day to day sometimes being in the Middle East on your own from the age of 19 years old. So to be able to do that, maintain friendships, relationships, and maintain a really good business book has been, for me, something like advice-wise I've stuck to. Like, I don't take things to heart, and I'm thick-skinned, because you are busy and sometimes the day-to-day can just go and you can't be sensitive. Oh, she didn't say please at the end of a sentence. So that is, I think, really important. And then guidance-wise, watching her have meetings with clients and watching how she presents herself at seminars and networking events, it really helps you grow. Even how I put myself forward now, I think I've grown from when I moved here 3.5 years ago to who I am now. Like, I've grown individually. So yeah, definitely.
Amazing. I mean, I can tell that Michaela's been a huge part of your kind of development here, personally and professionally. Like, it seems like you've grown a lot since you've been in Dubai and obviously been working with Michaela.
Yeah.
Michaela, when you started working with Annie, was mentorship always kind of part of the plan? Were you just looking for someone to do the job of a paraplanner, or did you always have in mind, okay, I want someone who I can help grow and, help develop?
Yeah, I don't think I thought, really. I needed a paraplanner and a good one, and hadn't really considered sort of mentoring. And I think, a couple of people that I've had in the team have sort of then gone on to progress into other roles. So I think mentorship just kind of comes naturally. I'm sure it does, maybe to me, but to most people, it probably does. So I wasn't looking for that in particular, but I think it's just a relationship that we have.
Yeah.
Puts it that way. And I enjoy it.
And is there anything that you think that Annie has, like traits or any skills that she has that you think have made her successful in this role? Is there anything you've noticed that even early on that you thought, maybe she would be, a really good paraplanner? I can see her kind of developing in this role.
Don't say bossy.
Bossy. She's so intelligent. She's so clever. She's one of the best, I suppose, moments was passing her level 4 UK exams. And you're from a law background, something that Annie didn't want to actually go into, but she's super clever. So there's a lot of things that sometimes I don't know. And I say, what does this mean, or what should we do in this situation? But I think, back to that sort of resilient word is that, I didn't really notice that you were so shy before, because I suppose now it's kind of second nature that I just think that you're really thick-skinned and resilient. And I think for a lot of females that work in the industry, you have to be.
Yeah, agree.
Otherwise, you'll be upset all the time.
Yeah.
And you won't enjoy it. And Yeah, so I just think that, being resilient and super hardworking to the point I have to tell her to stop.
I love that, though. You guys, I think you kind of match each other really well. Like, you're both very conversational, but you have that hardworking grit. I can see it in both of you. You're very, like, determined, very resilient. How has your relationship, your partnership changed over the past few years? I know obviously you were saying that you've become a lot more resilient. You've learned a lot from Michaela. Michaela, you said you've even learned a lot from Annie, but, you know, how has your relationship changed, if at all?
I don't know.
Friendship-wise, it's massively helped. I think being able to have normal day-to-day conversations is very important. Like, when you first start working together, you're still very much learning. It could be in any friendship, relationship, working together. I think you're learning, and we've both learned about each other, maybe our tics, maybe things that the way we like things to be done. Especially when Michaela's presenting or having client meetings, I'm always prepped. Like, she's prepped and ready, and I know how she likes things doing. And I know that we like to have a meeting before the meeting to ensure we're both on the same page. So learning our day-to-day routines, we're both extremely organised, love a spreadsheet. I think things like that has really helped us to get, to a better level, I suppose. Like, she doesn't need to always ask me for things, and vice versa. Like, we do just trust in each other, and trust is a massive thing, actually.
We've always been super organised, so I don't think any of that has evolved. It's always just been a really high standard of, like, being organised, having, like, Excel and Mondays in our CRM system internally. So I think from a work level, nothing's really changed too much. It's been brilliant. But I suppose just on a personal level, and I think we get comments sometimes in the office, that really nice ones actually, that, God, you girls get on so well, and, you know, it's really nice to see, and, you know, building that relationship. But it's kind of just been consistent, hasn't it? I wouldn't say there's been a really big shift or change over the last 3 years.
Just a natural progression, really.